Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to GameSpot HQ here at E3 2015 for our Microsoft press conference pre-show. I'm Chris Waters. Joining me here on stage is Rob Crossley.
Good to be here.
Good to see you, Rob. Tamor Hussein.
Hello.
Hello, my friend. And Kevin Van Ord.
Why, hi there.
Gentlemen, we have gathered to discuss the Microsoft press conference, things we know that are going to be there, things we hope will be there, and things that they really shouldn't have there. So let's start off with... we saw games last night at Bethesda's press conference, but one of the things that distinguishes Microsoft is hardware. They're going to talk about the Xbox One. They're going to talk about PCs. What do you think is going to be sort of their big hardware push for this press conference?
I think it's going to be a good opportunity for them to mention that they've just announced a 1 terabyte model of it. So hopefully they won't spend too long on that. Just a bit. This is here. It costs this much dollars. Go and buy it.
And I think it's like, what, $50 more than
the
normal Xbox, right?
Yeah, that is true.
We're making some progress on that front, and moving on, guys.
That's the hope.
Do you think they'll even mention sales? Because Microsoft have been quite coy about Xbox One sales the whole time. Right?
I think they'll just be like, we are doing great. Everything is cool.
Right. Yeah. We're very calm.
Yep. We are still here.
Stay the course.
Yeah, exactly.
Figure this thing out, you guys.
Smile.
We're just not going to mention any numbers.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, we'll save the install base numbers for Sony's press conference this evening.
Yeah, exactly. And that would be the smart thing to do because, Sony's going to come out there and be like, we've got all the numbers. Like, they are well high right now. And so Microsoft just needs to be like Apple style, like, we're doing great. It's really good, yeah.
Well, Microsoft in the news last week, of course, with the Oculus VR press conference, it was announced that Xbox One controller is going to be bundled with the Oculus, and that you're going to be able to play Xbox One games on your Oculus through the PC in a kind of virtual cinema thing. What do you guys think? Are we going to see VR show up at the Microsoft press conference today?
I think they're kind of obligated to reciprocate, right? They've got to show it in some capacity.
Well, no, we believe in this too. It's not just those Oculus guys.
Yeah. They didn't just give us a huge bag of money, which is exactly what happened.
I think they're going to struggle showing off that Oculus demo because essentially it's just a 3D theater where you can play Xbox One games. I mean, that's
really
not
weird.
Good, right? That's not. We're not impressed by that, are we?
No.
It's like echoes of PlayStation Home. Like, I'm going to go watch a movie in a virtual theater with people doing weird dances in front of the screen.
Yeah. Then again, they did that for Netflix when it first launched on Xbox, and people were kind of into that, the kind of like viewing experience. So maybe if you could have like multiple people with their Oculus Rift sitting in one place. It sounds so dumb as I can't even get through the description.
You mean just playing on Xbox Live together?
Just don't buy it. Just play your games on your TV in front of your face, okay?
But, one of the things that sort of it enables that Xbox One PC connectivity is Windows 10. The full sort of install of that is coming in just a month or so. Kevin Van Ord, what do you think in terms of the Xbox One PC connectivity? This is like sort of their answer to Sony's cross-buy ecosystem.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited about that as a PC gamer. Sometimes, as much as I love the whole Steam, turn it into like kind of a console thing, there are times where I just rather play the stuff like on a console, you know what I mean? And like just sit down, turn on the Xbox One. If it means not having to switch back between screens and having to worry about that kind of stuff, I'm down for that, right?
Yeah, and I mean, who isn't down for cross-buy, cross-play, and that kind of streaming stuff? That's something that they, I believe, touched on last year a little bit, but I kind of expect them to talk about it a bit more this year.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's a big selling point for both Xbox and Windows. On top of, obviously, Candy Crush is now included with Windows 10 as default, so I'm hoping they give that some time.
That's right.
Well, I mean, we've seen threes on the stage at Xbox press conference before, so who knows?
You never know. Could happen, but yeah.
How big of a selling point do you think that technology is going to be? The fact that you can stream your Xbox One games to your PC. Are we interested in that?
I mean, everyone thought that, streaming your PS4 game to Vita wouldn't be a big thing, and then they found, that sitting in bed and playing Destiny was pretty okay.
Right.
And same with second screen Wii U stuff. So I think it might be one of those things where people appreciate it once it's out there and they kind of have the situation where it's actually working for them. But I mean, I imagine it takes a pretty powerful PC to, make that work right or
and
good.
And a good Wi-Fi setup.
Yeah, and a good
well
Wi-Fi setup. There might be some like technological stuff that could cause a few issues, but I'm personally, as someone who's just built a brand new PC and is kind of just sitting there, not really with anything to play, I'm kind of excited about the idea of streaming a game while my TV is busy watching some other thing.
I guess it's a massive convenience thing, right? Because if you buy a game, you can sort of play it in any room.
Yeah.
Like where your PC is and where your TV is. I think that's actually quite cool.
Gives you that flexibility that heretofore Xbox and Microsoft haven't really put on the table. Speaking of something that they didn't really put on the table last year, Kinect. Last year's press conference, virtually devoid of any mention of Kinect. Do you think we're going to see them
Sorry, what is Kinect?
say the K
What
word
is
this
it?
time
What is a
around?
Kinect?
They've got a Kinect?
Yeah, it's the arm-waggling one. It's
Oh,
like the Wii,
right.
but you don't have to hold it.
Can you get it for an Xbox One?
Absolutely.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. Well, it costs. It's extra. It's not bundled with it anymore.
Oh, right. Are there loads of games for it? Or
Games for it. There's the Wave Race one.
Listen,
right?
Crossley,
I'm
you can
being-
tell it to do things, and it does it.
I'm
Most
being so
of the
cynical.
time.
I actually,
That's true.
I actually
Most
really
of the
love
time,
Most of the
somebody's
time.
being very. I think you're being a little bullish on this.
When I do my American accent, it listens to me. If I go full English, it's just like, I'm not listening to you one bit.
I'm being really cynical. I actually really love using my Kinect. I use it to turn on the Xbox. I use it to change channels. And as stupid and as small a thing that sounds, it makes my life so much easier.
So
It makes it
yeah.
easier walking into the room and going, Xbox on, instead of pressing that button.
You know, you're
a
queuing up the
revelation.
Netflix thing while you're fixing your
Yeah.
dinner, like
Yeah.
something like
It
that.
is a thing.
It sort of has that
Yeah.
utility,
Give it
but like
that.
in terms of games and a gaming
No.
experience, they've really sort of distanced themselves from that.
I'd be very surprised if it showed up, considering that their latest bundle removes it
That's right.
from being purchased. So I very much doubt it's going to be.
And they've
shown.
got a new sexy gimmicky thing to talk about in its
Yep.
place, HoloLens.
HoloLens.
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting.
It is
right?
very interesting. I think it's quite. Like I'm interested in it purely because it's so different from everything else out there. Like everyone is jumping on the VR train. Everyone has a VR thing, whereas they're kind of forcing everyone to have a distinct conversation about their thing. Because everyone else, when they discuss Valve's VR, it's all in comparison to each other. Like, how does it stack up to Oculus? How does it stack up to Morpheus? How does it stack up to Vive? Whereas these guys are like, you can't make that comparison. It's very much like when the Wii came out for the first time. It's like you can't really compare the Wii to all the other games because it's less powerful and it's got this unique input system. So it's like you need to have this kind of distinct conversation about
Right.
it, and
that is
it's-
commendable that they're
that
doing
is
something
commendable.
Yeah.
different.
Whether it actually amounts to anything good, that's still yet to be seen. But who
it's
knows?
the execution for me. I mean, all of this looks real cool and everything when I see it on here. But I imagine when I actually get that headset on and I'm looking around, things are kind of wishy-washy,
Yeah.
and they're sort of jiggling and not really moving the way I want them to because it's not sticking to the surface I want it to in the right way. And I look at this and think, oh, this looks like the future. And then I think, oh, but as implemented, it's not going to be anything like the future. It's going to be this weird, wacky thing like a Kinect.
Yeah, given that history, it is
That's,
easy to be skeptical,
Yeah,
right?
I'm
Yeah.
very skeptical,
think
but I'm
the
skeptical
reason-
about VR in general.
Yeah,
so.
I think the reason to be skeptical as well is because the standards are so high. Like with the Wii and with Kinect, the problem was is that if any slight error happened, if there was some sort of artifact or if there was some sort of problem, then the whole experience is ruined. And with
Yeah.
something like HoloLens, which attempts to resurface your entire room with these virtual objects, that there's a great chance that could mess up, right?
Yeah, it's tricky. And I mean, I think that the one thing, though, that is interesting about augmented reality versus virtual reality is that you can put your little HoloLens in front of the camera lens, and you
Yeah.
can actually kind of see a demo of it in something that approximates what the product will be. Whereas with VR, you can't really, like, looking at a VR thing of Eve Valkyrie or Adrift, these games just looks like another video game. You're floating
Right.
through space. Great. Doesn't
Yeah.
approximate the experience that makes that special. Whereas perhaps if they get the demo situation right, we could see what makes HoloLens special.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking back to the first time they revealed Kinect and the ambitious, like the way they described it. They were like, "There's going to be, amazing,
That's what I'm thinking
life-changing
too.
experience." And then when it came out, it was just like rubbish. Like,
Well,
properly.
For Kinect.
At first it was a little bit flawed. It wasn't
Yeah.
Minority Report.
Generation 1 Kinect, I'm talking about,
Yeah.
Xbox
Yeah.
360.
Yeah.
So but like the second version of Kinect, it realizes what they originally intended better. It's just by that point they'd kind of poisoned the well. So I'm a little worried that they kind of will do something similar. They really need to come out and make it work well from the outset. Otherwise, it could kind of scramble their plans for the future.
If you could have any game to showcase HoloLens, what game? If you were Microsoft, if you were Big Phil, what would you choose to flaunt HoloLens?
I love the idea that I'm Big Phil. First of all,
yeah.
Resurrect Milo. I mean, I think that's the way to way to go here.
Milo.
You know, resurrect Milo.
It's got to be Minecraft.
there's
Come
nothing that can go
on.
wrong.
Surely they want to go with.
Of course.
Yeah, it's gonna be Minecraft, but
Yeah.
like
Minecraft.
I reckon Halo Wars might be a decent one.
That's
like
a great
if you could,
idea.
Oh,
bring
man.
back
That's a
Halo Wars.
great idea.
Even if it's just the original version of Halo Wars, just retrofitted to be
Mhm.
more like gesture based and touch based.
Or more recently, Spartan Ops.
Yeah.
You know, sort of similar perspective.
Yeah, a
Kind
kind
of
of like turn-based thing, which doesn't require a lot of quick movements and isn't like timing-based, just so you can like move things around and
Yeah.
guide them around something.
But even outside of that, think of like all the TV shows and all the games we see where they just pull up virtual screens and they're like, you know,
Yeah.
Splinter Cell seems kind of open for something like that. Or like, you know, in Heavy Rain, when there's whole bits of the game where you're doing that. Like, that's what I'd love to see it for, is like bring these, you know, machines that, you know, you only see in a Tom Clancy
Right,
kind of thing, and bring that to me. That's what I'd like to see. I don't really care about like I can play Halo Wars on just a touch controller or on a controller. Bring me something that makes me feel like I'm actually
in the future.
Yeah.
I want a hidden
totally.
object game where it just hides things around your house and you have to zoom and enhance to locate them.
That's pretty good.
Okay, I'm quite sold on this HoloLens thing
Imagine-
now.
All right, well, we talked a bunch about HoloLens and all the hardware that we might see at the Microsoft press conference, but now let's talk about the games. Timur, you said the H word, so Halo 5
Halo 5,
Guardians,
yeah.
right?
I'm really excited to see this.
Yeah.
I didn't think I would be. I enjoyed Halo 4, but it wasn't like life-changing in the way that Halo 3 was, or even the first Halo. So I was kind of wishy-washy on how much I'd be excited about it. But then I played the beta, and the beta was, I really got addicted to it. I was surprised how
kidding.
much I liked it, yeah. Just the small changes, like the vault and mantle and stuff, and the charge. It basically felt like I was Samus for a little while, just like arm charging everyone and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what they do with it. And the kind of story is intriguing me again for the first time in a long time, like being hunted by another group of, you know, Spartans and the return of Nathan Fillion. That's getting me
You want your
excited.
Buck back?
I Buck is back, and he's out to kill Mike Master Chief.
Yeah, I definitely think they're going to lean into that storyline here. You know, of course, we saw a lot of footage coming out of the multiplayer beta. We got a good look at sort of some of the stuff they're trying with mobility and the new sort of modes and focus on esports. But I think big part of the Microsoft's press conference is going to be about that Halo 5 story, is going to be about the sort of I don't know, like this gaming taboo of like, wait, Master Chief, like, isn't the unmitigated good
Yeah.
guy, isn't like there is another perspective. You know, they teased that a little bit in Halo 4, sort of this sort of obsolescence of the Spartan 2s and or you know, Master Chief's sort of era of Spartans, but I think they're going to get really into it this time around. Hopefully they don't go into like the TV realm and talk about Nightfall too much, and just show us a campaign level, show us what it's like to play as Spartan Locke, if that's at all different, you know, how that works out. All right, so Halo 5 Guardians, obviously going to be a big push. Let's talk about some other exclusives that we are expecting to see, we hope to see. Anybody have any on their radar?
There's going to be that rumors of a rare collection.
That's
Oh,
right.
really?
That
yeah.
looks that's interesting. I think Microsoft have finally decided that they should probably stop like hurting everyone with their treatment of Rare, making them do like avatars and stuff like that. Like, remember, these guys used to make awesome games that people loved.
Right.
So let's push those back to the forefront.
So how's this going to work? Is this going to be like an arcade collection of like
Yeah,
the old
I
64-bit and 16-bit games? Or
Apparently, it seems like it's a HD upgrade of all like Banjo and Blast Core and all these other classic
Battletoads.
Battletoads,
Wow.
yeah. Battletoads, I think a lot of people are romanticizing their love of Battletoads.
Yeah,
I don't know if
agree,
you've played Battletoads recently. It is not good. That game is
That is
not
tough.
enjoyable
I mean,
to
I
play.
get it's cool when your foot becomes a giant boot and it like is a heavy hit, but like, man.
Yeah. It's
I
like,
mean, if there is a remake of Blast Core, I'm going to be so happy.
Yeah,
because
I will too.
yeah, you and about 4 other people.
But right,
Yeah,
if-
me
if-
too.
If you
Do it.
haven't played Blast Core before, it's one of the greatest games of all time. It's absolutely amazing. I absolutely loved it. So I would love to see a remake.
Rob
of it.
says that about everything. Though. Like, he had a bowl of cornflakes this morning. He's like, "This is the greatest bowl of
If you
cornflakes."
haven't had cornflakes yet, I can't
implore
stress
you.
enough.
Cornflakes.
But is
So-
this really a good use of Rare's talent at this stage? This is what's getting me too. I say, oh, we're finally moving them off of avatars. We're finally not forcing them to do like all these Connect games. So let's resurrect the old catalog, but we'll continue to let your actual talents languish, your actual creativity. We're just going to shove that in a closet.
I think it's the perfect use of Rare's talents because if you list the games that are indicative of Rare's talents, it's these games.
Yeah.
It's not the recent stuff.
Yeah.
It's not the stuff that they've tried to get that team to then work on this or work on that.
Or, I don't know. They made Viva Pinata. They made like
yeah.
Cameo.
I think
they
it's-
made.
I
They
think the
made.
question's more complex than that, though, because this has been going on for like 15 years.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
this is more about personnel than it is about
Yeah.
direction.
Yeah.
The people who make those sports games. That's what I
That's
call
sports.
games.
That is how you
sports. These Connect sports games. They're people that have been hired into Rare, and the
Yeah.
people that made the hardcore, awesome, amazing games. They're now
They're
at
all
Playtonic
gone.
making.
Yeah,
what's
that's
it called?
that's a big problem. Like, we have to remember that we don't know whether it is actually Rare making these games. It could be outsourced or something. I think Microsoft has finally realized that Project Ukulele's come along and it's basically eating their lunch. Like this, they are trading off the nostalgia for Rare to kind of propel their new game.
And it's
into
worked a
and it's
treat. I
working
mean, it's
amazingly. So I
crazy,
think
yeah.
this is an effort from Microsoft to kind of try and take back some of their identity from projects like Project Ukulele and other games that are kind of trading off their kind of the buzz that they gave people when they were young. So maybe this won't be an amazing brand new game, but it's certainly going somewhere into restoring some of the identity of that studio.
I'll give them that. I'm
All
just
right.
always somebody craving something that that
New,
new
yeah.
thing.
Craving a
so.
new thing, like a new Gears of War, Kevin Van Ord?
Yes, why yes, but isn't the whole thing gonna be that? Isn't the rumor is just that we're getting like HD Gears of War 1?
Well, I think they'll
Right,
do
I
what
thought
everyone
that's-
else is doing now. HD collection this fall, new Gears next fall. How
Yeah.
about that?
All right. I will take that if that's what I'm getting.
I reckon we'll see a lot of a gameplay of the Gears HD, and then
Mhm.
we'll see a short trailer or a
That's
teaser
right.
for the
Yeah.
new
A
A
Gears.
non-gameplay
A
trailer of
non-gameplay.
the new Gears because it's far too early in development for
Yeah.
them to have anything right now.
It's going to be Marcus Phoenix, all old, looking like melting
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, just coming out.
Oh, he's going to do the Han Solo. He's just going to come around at the end and be like, Dom, we're
back."
home. Dom is going to go,
My wife is still not here with me. Oh.
dang it. Yeah, all right. So any guesses about, like, new Gears of War? Is it going to be before Emergence Day, after they've sort of dealt with the Locust threat? Any Gears of War fans want to make a deep guess, or should we move on to another
It's
game
so
right here?
hard to guess where they can take it, because at the same time as wrapping up the story, it's kind of also a boring story. Like, it's done.
I was going to say, did Gears of War have a story?
It had a story. There was
Bros
it
to
was
the
a,
close, man.
my wife, my wife.
it was
Oh,
about
there
a
was
Bond.
that moment, wasn't
Yeah,
there?
there was
my
that moment,
wife,
which
my
was followed by a Easter egg where he shouts, "Who wants toast?" Like his wife is just moments ago dead, and then you go into the next room and there's a toaster there, and then it heats up the toast, and he goes, "Who wants toast?" And then Dom comes in, having just mourned his wife, says, "I like it crispy." It's like, Dom,
Trying to
Just
regain
found out.
some semblance of normalcy. We all
Right.
grieve in different ways.
Gets over it
All
fast.
right, so Gears of War, definitely going to see something on that. I mean, here's hoping. Fable Legends, they announced it last year.
Yep.
Maybe going to see that a little bit. Kevin Van Orden not too psyched about it.
I played some of that game.
I think that game, we're really down on Xbox at the
Raspberries.
moment, but I think that game has a bit of an identity problem.
I think that it has a better
think it's
chance of
called
being good now that Molyneux is off doing something else.
Whoa!
I think
You
someone.
thought I was being
I,
harsh.
I
That
think
pathological liar.
I wouldn't say. I'd say he's ambitious to the point where he gets out of control. So
Yeah.
there's not that kind of one name power in there that can just derail an entire project. They have the opportunity to come and be like, focus this, make this a good game, and not have Molyneux be like, but what about this amazing thing that
Yeah.
we could do?
Yeah.
That is not what Molyneux sounds like, by the way.
Wasn't Molyneux's involvement in Fable 3 kind of not that huge though?
He didn't have much
No,
of a
no.
hand on Fable 3. He
Yeah,
was-
so I'm
at the
just
time he was an
saying that
executive,
I
yeah.
don't know that just removing Molyneux was
That's
the
absolutely right.
answer to Fable.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
absolutely right.
maybe.
So
I would say the
yeah.
guys at Lionhead, that they're super talented people, and I think they got a point to prove. So
Yeah.
I think
I don't
that-
think Legends. Is
I
the
would like
point
to
that they
just
should be
publicly,
proving.
I would like to apologize to
I'm
Peter
sorry.
Molyneux for what I just said.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Tamora. That's
Sorry,
very
Peter.
gracious of you.
My bad.
All right. We are just about 5 minutes away from the start of the Microsoft press conference, and we haven't talked about third-party developers at all, so we're going to run through it. The big one we're going to see, of course, timed exclusive console situation, Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yep.
Yeah.
That will definitely
Yeah.
be there.
Very excited for that. Definitely
sure.
hoping to see the way that that's going to differentiate itself from Tomb Raider. So I loved that reboot. I thought it was fantastic. But, are they going to go – is it going to be more Tomb focused?
It does
Certainly
seem
this
like that.
kind of
It does
seems,
seem like it
yeah.
just from the teaser here.
Yeah.
Like you like suddenly it's like, oh, Tomb Raiding.
Yeah.
There's Tomb Raiding in Tomb Raider.
Yeah, and there's the voiceover where she's like discovering secrets and that kind of thing. So it's
That gets me excited.
yeah, they're definitely
I'm
lining it
super
up
excited
for
about
Tomb
that.
Raider to be a Tomb Raiding game.
And then in terms of other third-party stuff, this is where we get into the question of what kind of exclusives can they sort of win in the battle versus Sony for, like, map packs coming first, or anything like, are they going to get Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Call of Duty content coming first to Xbox
Well,
One?
there have been whispers about the Black Ops going to Sony. The
Really?
Call of Duty,
yeah, unconfirmed, unverified.
Unconfirmed, unverified, yeah. But apparently that's the thing that's happening. They're finally letting that go to Sony, which means they should have something else to replace it
Well,
with.
they should
you'd
have
hope.
more than something else to replace it. I mean, if you look at the last 5 years, Microsoft has been fantastic at getting DLC first, at getting exclusive content,
Yeah.
exclusive features. They've been doing that year in, year out for the past 5 years. They've been doing a fantastic job at it. And if they've lost Call of Duty and if they have nothing else to show for it, it'll be a disaster for them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call something else right now.
Let's hear it.
Look at this shirt. I'm just saying, this might be 1,000,000 to 1.
Half-Life 3 confirmed.
We
This
can't
might
say
be-
those words.
Yeah. So this might be, I can always
You
get
troll.
hope, right? Yeah, I mean it's a trolling shirt. Obviously, Half-Life 3 is not confirmed by any stretch. But I'm wearing it now because if it is, I will be a god.
That's true. That's
Breaking
true.
news: Half-Life 3 has just been confirmed.
Oh,
shut up.
No, I'm
Oh,
kidding.
yeah.
Don't do that, man.
I'm sorry.
Well, here's my prediction, Kevin. We did see XCOM 2 announced just 2 weeks
Yeah,
ago and
yeah.
announced for the PC only. Now, no news about console, but of course, XCOM Enemy Unknown and Enemy Within did very well on consoles, found a great audience there. Controller fit very well. It's got to be coming to consoles. I think this is the week we find out which console, and I think given the Windows 10 integration, I think Xbox
Makes
is going to
sense,
get a
right?
timed
Yeah.
console
Really good point,
exclusive
yeah.
for XCOM
So,
2.
yeah,
Makes sense.
That's a good call. I like that.
Yeah, I like it.
Strong yes.
I hope that happens.
Yeah.
Here's another one to speculate on, Battlefront. That's another one where Microsoft could make a bid to get some exclusivity
Yeah.
in terms of maps, sort of steal
Yeah.
away a little bit of that sort of attention.
Well,
But
it's an online-focused game. EA has a fantastic relationship with Microsoft. I think it's entirely feasible that they get something there.
Mhm.
If they do, we'll
I
have to
mean,
wait and see.
it's on the E3 floor and it's got a lot of Sony branding on it, which
and there
is
is a
kind of
Sony
weird.
tent
Wow.
out
Yep,
front with,
with
Battlefront
on there.
side.
So
Wow,
who
is that
knows?
true?
That is true.
If
Yeah.
they have Call of
Yeah.
Duty and Battlefront,
That is,
they've got a vice.
Is EA's like early access program thing available on Sony's console?
No,
It's
no.
Microsoft only, right?
It's
I
Xbox
mean,
only. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're in bed with Microsoft already, so
Here's the one thing to be optimistic about, if you ask me. There are 3 major games that have been delayed for Gamescom: Scalebound,
Mm-hmm.
Quantum Break, and the third one,
which you
is
can't remember
Crackdown.
right now.
I just remembered it last minute. Thank God.
Got it, saved it.
Yeah. If they're moving those 3 big titles, and they are big titles, if
Yeah.
they're moving those to Gamescom, then they must have a pretty impressive slate to show us today. So I'm really excited about today's show.
Yep, same.
They would seem to be confident, yeah, because those are big ones that we saw a bunch of, or certainly 2 of them revealed last year, and then not going to see them until Gamescom. Hopefully something will come out of it.
Yeah.
All right, we are sort of in the realm of we might have to go to the press conference when the feed starts at any time, but we're going to spend our time talking about more third-party possibilities because, of course, with all this Battlefront talk, there is the EA press conference later today, so games like Battlefront, games like Mass Effect, games like Need for Speed, which, are they going to maybe only show up exclusively in the EA show?
If I had to bet, I'd reckon there'd be a trailer for Need for Speed on Xbox. It seems that demographic crosses over. Get some Little John and the East Side Boys playing.
Even if you're putting it up against Forza 6, though,
Yeah.
because we're definitely going to see that one today.
Oh yeah,
right?
that's true. I mean, at
That's
this
true.
point,
They wouldn't cannibalize, would they?
The racing hype.
I
the
mean, they're
racing
two
hype,
very
yeah.
different type of racing
don't know,
games, right?
look,
One's a
You've got one press conference. You're not going to show 2 racing games.
yeah, but one of them doesn't have Little John and Eastside Boys. I just really want Little
That's
John
a
and Eastside
key
Boys.
market
That's what you want.
differentiator.
I'm going to say that if that there's no reason they shouldn't. I mean, if one is a if one is a simulation and one is a super fun kind of arcade racer, no reason that you wouldn't show both.
Yeah, I agree with Kevin.
Car porn always does well,
It
I
does.
guess.
Yeah.
So then we've also got like Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah.
Potential
I don't
to
know.
like pop up in any kind of Microsoft.
It's been quite
situation.
closely aligned with Sony, hasn't it, thus far?
Mm-hmm.
I
So-
would say so, yeah. I
Yeah.
did hear, I mean, this wasn't confirmed, but I did hear a rumor that Silent Hills was originally going to be, before everything happened.
For $10 trillion, was it?
Yeah, no, Silent Hills was originally going to be a PlayStation 4 exclusive.
Okay.
That's what the idea was, at least.
Okay.
So I think Konami and Sony have a
Good,
close
good.
relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be amazed if Microsoft managed to get some exclusive.
Well, there was that story floating around about Microsoft jumping in and buying it for an absurd amount of money.
Oh, really?
Which Phil Spencer did actually say is not true, but, executives have been known to...
All right, it looks like
for the
actually
Yeah,
the
I
press
think
conference
we're
is starting right now. We're
right
getting a
beginning.
trailer starting, so let's switch over to that right now and check it out.
And those who make the great leap forward.
Those who stay as they are, and those that become more than they ever thought possible.
They discover, explore, compete,
And are fearless. There are those satisfied by common pursuits, and those for whom the extraordinary will never be enough.
So ask yourself, will you step? Or will you leap?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Xbox E3 2015 briefing. Please welcome, from 343 Industries, Bonnie Ross.
Thank you. On behalf of everyone here at Xbox, it is an honor to welcome you to E3 2015 and to continue the tradition of what this show has always been about. The characters, the games, and the stories that people love. In 2015, we are delivering the greatest games lineup in Xbox history. A lineup that includes new and innovative IP, groundbreaking indie games, blockbuster franchises, and of course, the best exclusive games launching this year. So let's start today with the first Halo game. Thank you, that's right. That's where I want to hear the applause. Built from the ground up for Xbox One, and the game that fulfills both the promise of the Halo universe and the power of Xbox One. Master Chief, hero or traitor? Spartan Locke, friend or foe? Epic worlds, epic battles, epic scale. This is Halo 5 Guardians.
Xbox One exclusive.
Not just another target, you know.
Every target is just another target, Buck.
0631 this morning. Master Chief was declared absent without leave.
I'm a Spartan now, sir.
I know who you are. Yet now you hunt another Spartan, the greatest of your clan.
Every other Spartan Every soldier, when they hear about this, they're gonna hate us. You know that, right?
You're not the only one here because of him. Sanion, the Covenant's final stronghold. That is where you'll find the Master Chief and the Guardian he seeks.
Let's move. Vale, keep an ear on comms.
Affirmative.
Buck, Tanaka, defensive positions.
I will never bow to infidels.
Look, we sure the Chief came this way?
Let's see. Activating the Artemis. Gotta read it. Vale, do you see this too?
Let me take a look. Chief's assault rifle. No ammo. Then the Master Chief's been through here.
Which means he has a head start on the Guardian. Let's get moving.
I regret everything! Looks like Arbiter's running the Covenant out of town.
He's been fighting for this moment a long time, Vale. The Covenant's finally breaking.
There's the Guardian.
You think the Chief's already on board?
Watch out!
Keep your head down and run! I'm okay. Keep going.
Go, go, move! Arnie!
Made it.
Yeah, safe and sound inside a crumbling building.
Better than the bottom of the ocean. Did you see that?
You think it's Prometheans?
Incoming! I'm down!
Buck, light it up!
You got it! Phaeton down!
Tanaka, help Vale.
On it! On your feet, Spartan! Soldiers!
Weapon cache up there. Vale, Tanaka, flank left. Buck, head up with me. Plasma caster.
Soldiers!
Shoot, Sergeant! You will something!
Soldier captain's on deck!
Take them down.
I am the Warden Eternal, keeper of the domain and her secrets.
Take him out!
The Master Chief is called, but your passage is denied.
get airborne. We are airborne in Forerunner face-off.
Please welcome from 343 Industries, Josh Holmes.
This is the biggest and most ambitious Halo campaign yet. Built for seamless drop-in, drop-out cooperative play, you'll control 2 distinct Spartan squads, one led by the Master Chief, and the other by Spartan Locke. Now, for the first time, the epic scale of Halo's campaign carries over to our multiplayer experience. With 24 players, AI-controlled adversaries, and massive environments that are 4 times the size of any previous Halo map, what you're about to see is a giant leap for Halo multiplayer, and it's playable here at E3. This is Warzone.
Spartans, they've broken through our defenses and our base is in lockdown. Eliminate them to secure our home base.
Let's go, Spartans!
Let's put them down once and for all.
Spartans are here. We got this.
Keep it locked down, Spartans.
Xbox One exclusive world premiere.
What is it? Welcome back, buddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the head of Xbox, Phil Spencer.
Thank you. Good morning and welcome. Investing in and shipping new exclusive franchises is critical to our platform's success. We're proud to partner with Inafune-san, Mark Pacini, and the teams at Concept and Armature Studios to create Recore, an exclusive new first-party franchise for Xbox One. At Xbox, our mission is simple: to put you, the gamers, at the center of everything we do, to build the best platform and most reliable service for both gamers and developers, and to enable teams to push the boundaries of creativity, technical innovation, and of course, fun. Today, you will see how we're continuing to invest and innovate for gamers across our platform, our service, our devices, and of course, our games. Anchored by first-party exclusives, we'll see a lineup of games from creators, developers, and publishers of all sizes that show the breadth, depth, and diversity of the games you will get to play on Xbox. These games make up what I believe is the greatest games lineup in Xbox history. Since the launch of Xbox One, we've listened to you, the community of Xbox gamers, and we're grateful for your continued feedback. We continue to deliver monthly platform feature updates that enhance your gaming experience, and your response to the updates continues to motivate us. Last year, the team decided to tackle a feature that has been consistently at the top of your request list. And while we weren't sure it was possible, today, I'm pleased to announce Xbox One backward compatibility. Your Xbox 360 games, the games you've invested your time and money in, and the games you want to continue to play will be playable natively on your Xbox One. Our goal is to deliver the largest games catalog ever on Xbox, and Xbox One backward compatibility allows us to do just that. Please welcome Mike Ybarra, head of our platform engineering team, to show us Xbox One backward compatibility in action. Mike.
Thanks, Phil. We'll have over 100 titles this holiday, with hundreds more added in the months to come. Digital Xbox 360 titles will start showing up automatically in your game library on Xbox One. And retail discs will work as well. Put your disc in, download the game, and you're ready to go. Let's take a look with one of my favorite Xbox 360 games. This is Mass Effect on Xbox One. The game runs exactly like it does on Xbox 360, but better thanks to the power of Xbox Live. Xbox, take a screenshot. You'll get to play multiplayer with your friends on Xbox 360, and you'll get to take advantage of Xbox One features like screenshots, broadcasting, game DVR, and game streaming with the Xbox app on Windows 10. We've made this easy for game developers, too. They just need to approve titles showing up. No work is required on their part to make all of this possible. An initial set of backward-compatible titles are available today for Xbox Preview members. It will be available for everyone this holiday. With Xbox One backward compatibility, we won't charge you to play the games you already own. Thanks. And I'll see you on Xbox Live.
Thanks, Mike. Now, how you play is as important as what you play. We're incredibly proud of our Xbox One controller, but whether you're a console gamer, a PC gamer, or both, we know many of you want more. More customization, more precision, and more control in your gaming experience. Let me introduce you to the Xbox Elite wireless controller coming this fall.
Please welcome Game Director, Bethesda Game Studios, Todd Howard.
Thank you so much. It is great to be back here, and even better to see so many familiar faces. We had an amazing experience on Xbox 360 doing Oblivion, Fallout 3, Skyrim, and we're excited to finally bring what's special about our games to Xbox One. We like to build the biggest, craziest game worlds we can, and when that world is Fallout, there's nothing else as fun to build. In Fallout 4, you experience the events of a nuclear war. Forced to abandon your home, you take shelter in an underground vault. Events transpire and you emerge 200 years later, the sole survivor of Vault 111. This is an enormous dynamic world where you can create any kind of character you want, go wherever you want, and do whatever you want. Player freedom is our #1 goal. This is my character, Phil. Here on your Pip-Boy, you can see all of my appropriate stats, my items and such, and we really want to make this come to life. So much so, we've even built a second screen experience that mimics the Pip-Boy on your smartphone. It works amazing. This is running on a next-generation version of our creation engine, features full physical-based rendering, as well as dynamic volumetric lighting. And then you return home to find the family robot still waiting.
As I live and breathe. Oh, it's really you.
Codsworth? You're still here. So other people could still be alive too.
It's worse than I thought. You're suffering from hunger-induced paranoia. Perhaps I can whip you up a snack? You must be famished.
What? Food? Yeah, sure. I need a minute to think.
Then I'll be right back.
After returning to your neighborhood, you then start exploring this world. There are many people you can meet, as well as faithful companions.
Hey, boy. What are you doing out here all by yourself? You want to come with me, pal? Okay, then. Let's stick together.
It does feature first-person combat, as well as our VAT system.
Hey! You! You see that laser musket on the ground? Grab it and head inside. I've got a group trapped in here. Please!
This laser musket is one of our signature weapons in the game. You crank it and then let it loose.
Man, I don't know who you are, but your timing's impeccable. Preston Garvey. As you can see, we're in a bit of a mess here. A month ago, there were 20 of us. Yesterday, there were 8. Now we're 5.
I'll help if I can.
Well, we do have one idea.
From here, you'll explore the most ambitious game world that we have ever created.
Welcome home.
Thank you. Like I said, it's great to be back here working with the amazing folks at Microsoft, many of whom we've worked with for 15 years, going back to Morrowind on the original Xbox. Yeah. And you know what? We would not be here, really, without the support they gave us then and the support they give us now. But I have bugged them for the last 15 years for one feature I've wanted. And working together, it's finally happening. As you know, modding is a big part of what we do. It is all about making it your own. I'm excited to announce that mods created on the PC will be able to be transferred, played, and shared for free on Xbox One. Thanks again. The game's coming out November 10th. We hope you love it. Thanks.
Please welcome the Chief Operating Officer of Electronic Arts, Peter Moore.
Good morning. Always great to be here on the Xbox stage, kicking off E3 with my friends and partners from Microsoft. And such exciting news from Phil that we'll be able to bring some favorite EA titles from the Xbox 360 platform to players on Xbox One via backward compatibility. Now, that's going to be a lot of fun. Now, as you know, in the last year, we built a great new service in EA Access on Xbox One. It helps you do 3 simple things. Play first, play more, and play for less. It's the best of EA for $5 a month, only on Xbox One. I know a lot of you out there are excited to play our next big title, Madden NFL 16, when it launches on August the 25th. Go Madden. But with EA Access, you'll be the first to play starting on August the 20th. The same goes for Need for Speed and all of our other upcoming titles. With EA Access, you're going to get to play EA's newest releases before anyone else. Members also have unlimited exclusive access to the Vault, the constantly growing collection of EA's biggest and best games for Xbox One. All of these titles you see behind me are ready to download and play as much as you want, whenever you want. And it's about to get even better, because this week, we're dropping a Titan on it. Titanfall is joining the EA Access Vault this week. We'll start the summer, we'll start the summer with Titanfall, and then you can end it in the world of Thedas, because later this summer, we're bringing the epic Dragon Age Inquisition to the EA Access Vault on Xbox One. Now, let's not forget, EA Access members also get 10% off in the Xbox Store on full game downloads like FIFA 16, in-game content, like FIFA Ultimate Team packs, or the latest expansion in Battlefield. For all of you out there that would love to play first, play more, and play for less, come give EA Access a try. In fact, we're going to help you out with that. This week, in celebration of E3, we're opening up the EA Access Vault to all Xbox Live Gold members. That's right, all 12 titles. Just download the EA Access app on your Xbox One and play as much as you want for free all week long. Now, before I go, I've got some news that I think you're really going to like. Because of your passion for the insanely fun Plants vs. Zombies franchise, I'm excited to announce today Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. This will be the funniest, craziest, most over-the-top shooter experience you've ever played. We're tapping into the heart of what fans loved about the original and adding new characters, new worlds to explore, brand new ways to play, and tons more. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 arrives next spring, and here is the exclusive world premiere trailer. Thanks, everyone, and have a great E3.
World premiere.
Since the dawn of time, plants have protected suburbia from the zombies. But now the world has changed. Welcome to Zomburbia.
The Ford Motor Company was born on the racetrack. It's a racing legacy that propelled the company into 1966, when Henry Ford II, the GT40, and an international super team stunned the racing world by finishing 1, 2, 3 at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. In the following years, the GT not only went on to defend its championship in the race of the century, it dominated the decade, becoming a legend in motorsports.
The crowd cheers, the champagne bottles pop.
Now, on its 50th anniversary, the GT is back, and its racing legacy lives on. Developed in a secret studio beneath Ford's engineering center, the GT's rebirth has begun. Stunning the world at the 2015 Detroit Auto Show. And in 2016, set to return and reclaim its place amongst the legends of Le Mans. This is what we've been racing cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Ford Motor Company, Henry Ford III, and from Turn 10 Studios, Dan Greenewald.
Thank you.
Xbox is the home of racing. Forza has built a reputation for innovation, quality, and dedication to its fans. Partnering with Forza allows us to bring the Ford GT to everyone.
Thanks, Henry. Forza Motorsport 6 is the most beautiful, the most technically advanced, and the biggest game we've ever built. Let's take a look.
Xbox One exclusive.
Oh, beautiful it is. Let's start a revolution. Oh, beautiful it
World premiere.
We were always told it might come to this. That one day, everything we ever knew could end.
It was a weaponized virus. One by one, we began to fall. people started tearing each other apart until society as we knew it collapsed.
There's an ordinary world.
It was a signal that the normal lives we led
Were gone.
We are activated as a last resort. We are the Division.
We don't know how many of us there are,
or what it will take to save what remains.
but there is one thing we do know.
There cannot be any hope for tomorrow if we don't fight for today.
Please welcome President Ubisoft Americas, Laurent Detard.
Bonjour! What you just saw is footage from our next chapter in the Tom Clancy family. The Division is a deep, realistic action RPG that feels personal. This is New York. You belong in that world. You recognize it. You could be there. Assuming, of course, that you're a secretly trained agent, which video games will make possible for you. Our Tom Clancy games and Xbox have a shared DNA since the original Ghost Recon shipped on the very first day of the Xbox Live service. Since then, live players have been among our most passionate fans. That's why I'm pleased to announce that Xbox One players will be the first ones to try The Division via an exclusive beta this December. Now, if you're an Xbox Clancy fan, I have more. On October 13, we launch Rainbow Six Siege, the next installment in the Rainbow franchise. Think simple, fun gaming roots blessed with next-gen technology. Most players love it for the intensity. For me, it's the destructible environments that really hit the spot. When Siege comes out, fans of the series will also be able to play the full versions of award-winning Rainbow Six Vegas and Vegas 2, thanks to the backward compatibility on Xbox One. Better yet, those two games will come free with Rainbow Six Siege. So, until then, let's take a look at this groundbreaking game. Thank you.
Okay, they're setting up in the plane. Drones up. Looks like bombs in the back on the right. Yeah, that's it.
All right, let's go.
Rick, you and Shane go up top like you did last time.
Right behind you. Going right.
They're locking it down. I see him. Yep, 2 barricades on the left.
Ready?
Go, man, use a sledge. Go! Got him, right there, he's right on you!
Throwing smoke.
Let's go. Got him. Hold the wall. Planting charge. Take him out, he's right at the door. Bombs in there.
I'm on it. Give me a sec.
3 seconds. Only 2 seconds.
I got it.
All right, man, let's go.
Wait for it.
Boom! They're flanking us. I'm down. Right behind that wall. Keep moving, guys. I see him. Yeah, nice shot.
Windows 10 and Xbox One exclusive.
Come with me.
A brawl is surely brewing. You're up.
Please welcome the Director of ID at Xbox, Chris Charla.
Hey everybody. What you just saw was a sampling of the titles coming from the more than 1,000 independent developers making Xbox One and Windows games as part of the ID at Xbox program. You know, enabling creators to realize their visions and deliver incredible new experiences to Xbox players around the world is what the ID at Xbox program is all about. And it's been awesome to see the level of critical and commercial success developers have already had on Xbox. And we're really just at the start. Now, I'd like to introduce you to some amazing creators whose games are going to be debuting exclusively on Xbox One.
Hi, I'm Steve Gaynor from Fulbright. When we created Gone Home, we wanted to tell a very small, personal story. So we created a game that took place entirely in one family's house. But with our next game, Tacoma, we wanted to push ourselves to explore new ideas and new frontiers. What is life like in a place that's completely unfamiliar to you and me? A place that's beyond the bounds of Earth? And what has happened to the crew of Lunar Transfer Station Tacoma?
Control. Come in. Control. Hello? Odin, where is the crew?
That information has been classified.
Odin, what am I going to find behind this door?
Hi, I'm Derek Bradley from Aurora 44. Our small team in New Zealand has set out to create a harsh, open world to explore. One where it's up to you to determine who is friend and who is foe, in a place where player-to-player relationships are key to survival. But who to trust, who to fight, and who to run away from are all decisions you must make for yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm Sherida from Tiger and Squid. Beyond Eyes is the story of Ray, a young girl who, for the first time in her life, has to leave the safety of her childhood home and go explore the outside world. But being blind, Ray has to visualize the world through other senses, such as hearing, touch, and smell. I made Beyond Eyes because I wanted to share with the world a story of hope. If we embrace the challenges that life throws at us, and if we open ourselves up to new experiences, it can be a beautiful world.
Hi, I'm Chad from Studio MDHR, and this is my brother Jared. A few years ago, when we first sat down to sketch Cuphead, we had no idea that character would eventually be the star of his own Xbox game.
At that point, the only thing we were certain of is that we wanted our game to have the look of a 1930s cartoon and the precision of a classic 16-bit platformer. With the help of Microsoft, we have brought our sketch to life.
Today, we are excited to give everyone a quick peek into the world of Cuphead.
That's rad. Those last 4 titles really show the breadth of experiences that independent developers are bringing to Xbox One today, and we'd like to really thank those creators for joining us on stage and sharing a peek at the experiences they'll be bringing to Xbox One and Windows 10. Now, I'd like to talk about a new pilot program we're launching for independent developers called Xbox Game Preview. Game Preview is a new type of offering that lets gamers buy and play a selection of games while they're still in active development. It enables the community to get involved and even help shape the final outcome with their feedback. So this type of early access gaming is already popular on PC, and we're excited to offer it to our players. But we want to make sure it comes to console in a way that makes sense. So every game in the program has a free trial, so you can play it and then make an educated decision on whether you want to jump in early or wait and see how development progresses. We'll be launching a select number of games into the Xbox Game Preview over the next year, including the following titles: The Long Dark by Hinterlands, Sheltered from Unicube, Elite Dangerous from Frontier, and DayZ from Bohemia Interactive. Pretty cool. If you'd like to join the Xbox Game Preview community and get involved, you can do it starting today. Later this afternoon, The Long Dark and Elite Dangerous will be available for download on your Xbox One. Please give them a try. Can't wait to hear what you think. Now, before I go, I'd like to welcome to the stage one of the true visionaries of early access game development to talk about his new IP, which is going to be launching exclusively on PC and Xbox One. Please welcome the creator of DayZ, Dean Hall.
I want a game that is not a game. I want a game that is a universe. A universe built not on scripts or quests, but on the laws of physics, biology, and chemistry. A simulation MMO that explores mankind's expansion into space. The chance to be a pioneer in a harsh universe, swamped with the risk of death, yet peppered with the havens of fortune. For the past year, I have been working with the technology company Improbable to turn my long-term prototype into a reality. It worked. We are the architects of this new universe, but you, the players, through Xbox One Game Preview and PC, will govern its destiny.
You've been wrenched, not again. Every time. All day.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Crystal Dynamics, game director Brian Horton.
I'm thrilled to be here today on behalf of the entire team at Crystal Dynamics to demo the world premiere gameplay of Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Xbox exclusive, Holiday 2015.
Wait till you see this view, Laura! be the kind of godforsaken place, I'd do it. Storm's getting closer. We have a couple hours at most.
Should be enough time. We're almost to the top.
What do you think?
We're close to something, Jonah. I can feel it. Just this last stretch to the top.
All right. Let's see what's up there.
Looks like we climb from here.
Keep your eyes open for falling ice.
Right. You ready?
Let's do it. There's lots of loose ice up here.
Let's take it slow and steady. Just stay with me.
Look out!
Hold on!
I'm going to dig in. Can you make it across?
I can make it.
Whoa! Holy shit! I don't think I can make that jump.
Stay there. I'll anchor a line for you at the top.
Almost there, Laura. You got it.
Jonah, we made it. I see the ruins. Oh God.
I got you. Laura, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull you back up.
There. Over there. Quick. Swing me to the other side.
Okay, here goes. Laura, I can't hold you. The rope is slipping. Climb! Climb! Oh, shit! Move, goddammit!
Go back, Jonah. Get the shelter.
Something else dwells in the darkness of this place. But I've got to continue. I finally feel a sense of purpose again. Like I'm doing what I was meant to do. Some kind of marker. The journey will be perilous. But I'm must find a way.
Incredible. This is it.
Xbox One exclusive.
You never forget your first game. And the more of them you play, the more of them you love. Every memory is a story to cherish and share. We fought back monsters, soared across the stars, achieved the impossible. We were heroes. There were games that blew us apart, and games that brought us together. Whether you're reliving childhood memories, or discovering classics for the first time, you'll see why the best stories will never be forgotten.
Please welcome Studio Head Rare, Craig Duncan.
"2015 marks the 30th anniversary of Rare, and we wanted to celebrate by giving Rare fans an iconic collection of Rare games. One of the things that Rare has done consistently over 3 decades is evolve as a studio. Rare has redefined genres with its own special formula, and we're ready to do that again. Today, I'm proud to give you a first look at a new exclusive game from Rare. A game that will allow our players to have unique and memorable adventures together, a shared world adventure game. Set in a fantastical world, this game will bring players together and give them the freedom to play with limitless possibilities. This is by far the most ambitious game Rare has ever created.
Xbox One exclusive. World premiere. Xbox One and Windows 10 exclusive.
Let me tell you a story of a world of great beauty, full of promise, full of magic, and lately, full of adventurers. Eager to explore, eager to tell a story of their own. But this is not a story of heroes. They are intruders in a land that does not want them. Such is the nature of heroes. Hungry for what they don't have. Obsessed with their legends. But this is not their story. And I will end their little fairy tale.
Joining us from Microsoft Studios, Kudo Tsunoda.
Games like Fable Legends show our commitment to putting fans and gamers at the center of everything we do. Legends is free to play on both Xbox One and Windows 10 PCs. This means Fable fans running Windows 10 will be able to play with their fellow gamers on Xbox One. Anything you earn or buy on one version of the game becomes part of the experience on the other. And if you love gaming, more is coming. Windows allows developers to push the boundaries of creativity, to deliver gamers experiences they will love, from console gaming to PC gaming, even virtual reality gaming. Today, we are proud to announce a new relationship with Valve VR. We'll be working closely with Valve to make Windows 10 the best platform for VR gaming. And last week, we were on the Oculus stage announcing a partnership with Oculus. The Xbox One controller will be included with every Oculus Rift at launch. This puts our high-precision gaming controller at the center of VR gaming. And Xbox One games will be playable on Oculus Rift. By streaming Xbox One games to Rift through Windows 10, gamers can play the games they love on the newest devices. Microsoft's also pioneering a new era of holographic computing, an era of mixed reality, the ability to bring holograms into your real world. In January, we unveiled Microsoft HoloLens, the world's first untethered holographic computer powered by Windows 10. Holograms mixed with your real world unlocks all new experiences, freed from the boundaries of your screens. So far, we have shown new ways for people to create, to communicate, to work, and to learn. Today, we are very excited to show you how Microsoft HoloLens can change the world of gaming. To show you how it works, let me introduce Brand Director at Mojang, Lydia Winters. Lydia?
Thanks, Kudo. 4 years ago at E3, I met the Mojang team for the very first time. Soon after, I joined them on this unbelievable adventure. This game has changed millions of lives, including my own. In the past 5 years, we've been blown away by the amount of people who have been playing our game. The community's incredible creativity has taken Minecraft into places we never could have imagined. Every day, we see new and exciting things being made. On July 4th and 5th in London, we are going to have the biggest Minecraft celebration in the world at Minecon 2015. We can't wait to share more with the community there and be inspired by their ideas. We're always trying to harness new technology and create new ways of playing the game. With that in mind, please let me welcome Zach Pearson from Microsoft Studios, and we're excited to be able to show a new version of Minecraft built specifically for Microsoft HoloLens.
Thank you, Lydia. To show our demo today, we're using a special camera. This display technique is like putting a HoloLens right on the camera itself, allowing the entire audience to see the holograms. Now, this is a live demo with real working code. Let's show what it can do.
You can play the Minecraft you know today on HoloLens. Zach's grabbed his Xbox controller to play through a giant holographic portal into a 3D Minecraft world right on the wall. Even though I don't have a HoloLens, I'm able to play together with Zach from my Surface.
Are you going to come join my game, Lydia?
I'm in now.
I see you, jumping around.
One of the cool things about HoloLens is that it lets you display Minecraft virtually anywhere. You can get different perspectives on your Minecraft world. It's awesome to play with the controller, but could we show them something new, Sax?
Sure. Let's take our experience off the wall and then put it on the table over here. Create world. I see Lydia way up there.
As I run around and play, Sax can easily navigate and manipulate the world using his voice and his hands. He can walk around the hologram, pan around for different viewpoints, and even look inside.
Let's follow Lydia around for a bit. Follow player. I can zoom in and out for a better perspective. Closer. Or all the way in. Close up. What are you up to, Lydia?
I'm hopping in a minecart.
Let's take a ride down to the village. We're going to pick a different perspective. Overview.
It's incredibly cool to have Minecraft on your table. Imagine seeing your own worlds like this. Isn't it crazy that I see Sax just standing at the table, but through the HoloLens, he can see a whole Minecraft universe at his fingertips. You can even raise the entire world and see things that are normally hidden way underneath the ground. Could you give us a sneak peek of what's under that village, Sax?
Sure. Grab the world, lift it up, and let's see what's hiding underneath Lydia. Ooh. Huge stronghold right underneath. I'm going to mark that for you. Mark that. But you're going to have to find a way to break in.
I see it. I'm on my way there now. I'm placing some TNT so I can blow my way into this stronghold. I could use a light though, Sax.
Good strategy. Using HoloLens, I have access to all console commands in Minecraft, just using my voice. But I can just focus my gaze on the TNT and say, lightning strike. Step back.
Whoa! There's a lot of materials down there I wouldn't have seen without you.
Well, there's one more thing I want to do with lightning. I see a pig pen over here. I think the pigs need an upgrade.
Do it.
Lightning strike. There you have it, zombie Pikmin.
From playing Minecraft on your wall to an entire world right on your table, Microsoft HoloLens gives the community a different way to play in the worlds they already love. We will have even more Minecraft news to share at Minecon in a few weeks. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gears of War co-creator Rod Ferguson.
10 years ago, Gears of War debuted here at the Xbox E3 briefing. And this year, we're taking you back to where it all began. Today, I'm happy to announce Gears of War Ultimate Edition, the original Gears of War completely remastered and modernized for Xbox One and coming August 25th. It's the first at its best, fully rebuilt in 1080p, loaded with new content and 60 frames per second in multiplayer. And you can play that multiplayer early in our one-week public beta that starts today. So tune in to the Xbox Daily Live from E3 this afternoon to learn more. Oh, yeah, and one more thing. I wanted to give you a taste of something else we're working at the Coalition. Thank you.
Xbox One exclusive, world premiere.
Looks like it went this way. Come on.
Hey, wind's picking up.
No need to worry just yet. And watch it. That thing could be anywhere.
Hey, there's water here.
Sure that's safe?
Yeah, it's just rainwater.
Yeah, with stuff floating in it.
Let's assume I'll live. Tell me you heard that.
There!
It's on the move!
After it!
Wind flare incoming!
Get inside the fort!
Come on! Seriously?
Damn it! Back to town! Or not!
JD!
Yeah!
There's a gate here!
Coming!
Go!
Don't stop! Keep going!
Hey, there's shelter just ahead!
Holy!
JD! Door!
Go! Get inside!
Now what?
Now we find out if that thing's in here with us.
What is that?
I don't know. Let's go check it out.
It's glowing.
Ugh. Through here. What is that?
Don't touch it. JD!
I'm okay. Son of a... I think it shorted out my flashlight. Great.
Well, you're glowing now, so that's good.
Let's just get the hell out of here. There it is! Quick, come on!
It's on the roof!
Go! Move! Oh, no. All right. Just don't touch the pods.
It's above us!
Easy.
I'm beginning to think we're not the hunters anymore.
Let's just clear this courtyard.
There! Come on! Through the door!
Yeah, going!
Okay, you're a big fella. Easy now. Oh, that's not good.
JD, could use some help here! Behind you!
Please welcome back Phil Spencer.
It's great to have Gears of War back on our Xbox stage, to see Gears of War 4 gameplay running real time on Xbox One, and to see my friend Rod Ferguson at the helm. Today, we showed you the greatest games lineup in Xbox history. New and innovative games that speak to the boundless creativity from studios around the world. Blockbuster franchises you know and love. Trailblazing independent games from a new wave of creators who are redefining game development and gameplay, all anchored by the best exclusives on any platform. Xbox is the only place where you can play Gears of War, Fable Legends, Forza Motorsport 6, Rise of the Tomb Raider, and of course, Halo 5 Guardians all this year. This lineup is supported by Xbox Live and our commitment to make your gaming experience better. With an expanded library of games with backward compatibility, new gaming hardware and accessories, access to great games first with EA Access, next generation virtual and mixed reality gaming experience, and access to games in early development with the Game Preview program. There truly has never been a better time to be an Xbox gamer. If you've been waiting to move from your Xbox 360, now is the time. Today, we've shared only a fraction of what's coming to Xbox One and Windows 10 this holiday and next. We have more surprises in store this week on the Xbox Daily Show, including the unveil of a whole new Xbox One user experience and more new games coming to Xbox One. This summer, we look forward to bringing exciting features from Xbox Live and some of our most popular Xbox games and experiences to Windows 10 when it launches this July 29th. And at Gamescom in August, you'll see the latest from Quantum Break, Scalebound, Crackdown, and new first-party game reveals. Thank you for joining us this morning. It's your expectation, your dedication, and your passion for games that motivates and inspires not only me, but every single member of Team Xbox. Thank you.
And there you have it, folks, the Microsoft press conference here at E3 2015. What a show! There was a lot of stuff that got us all here clamoring in the war room at GameSpot HQ. We are going to run through all of it, so stick with us here. We're going to share our impressions, our hopes, our dreams for the things that we saw, and the stuff that really impressed us. So, guys, we're going to start off right where we thought they would start off. Halo 5 Guardians kicked off the Microsoft press conference, and they showed some 4-player co-op campaign play. Showed some trailers. What did you guys think?
I thought it was fantastic. I thought they did a great job with Halo 5. I think that they knew that game needed to be different enough, and I think they emphasized what was going to be new about this game. I think with the Warzone multiplayer at the end that they showed, I think that's going to be really interesting. I think the cynic in people are going to say, okay, they're adding a bit of Titanfall in there, they're adding a bit of Destiny in there, but personally, I think they've done a really good job.
I think it's looking way more distinct than previous Halo games. There was always like a common like thread between each of them, whereas this feels like 343 kind of ripping it away from Bungie and making it of its own. Halo 4 was a small step towards that, but it still was very much tied into the old thing. But by pushing Master Chief onto the other side and having a brand new group of people to kind of look after, it's really, really interesting. I like that. I mean, we were reading about the 4-player co-op stuff beforehand, but I like that we got to see that in action, and it looked really cool where Locke was giving orders to different people, and they were kind of doing as he was told, as they were told. It looked really, really cool. I'm excited about it.
It still feels like Halo, though, because you've got, I mean, even that grunt spot was the perfect Halo spot for me.
I regret everything.
So exactly.
He was adorable.
So it's still got that, I don't know, that little bit of edge to me, like that little bit of humor, and plus lots of purple. Purple is a Halo color.
Purple and yellow, so it's both old Halo and new Halo.
The contrast.
Yeah,
exactly. I really do like that 4-player co-op dynamic they were showing off. The banter reminded me of ODST, of Reach, and those are some of Bungie's more personality-driven Halos, and so I'm definitely looking forward to those characters being fleshed out. The new Promethean sort of Hunter-Killer, is that the Terminator reference there? So some new Promethean enemies on display here, as well as the Spartan abilities from the multiplayer beta.
Yeah, and like we just saw there's a lot more cooperation between characters. Like we saw the one of the Spartans reviving another one, which is something new to the series, and it is like it's very similar to stuff like Gears and other co-op based games. Like I think when you're playing on your own, you can issue a command to one of the AI characters to go and do it, whereas if you're playing with an actual human, you can go over and do it yourself. itself. So yeah, and there's a bit towards the end where the actual the main boss enemy that comes up at the ground, and it looks just like Destiny. So it's like it felt like a Destiny moment there.
Yeah,
I was like, wow, yeah, they are kind of drawing from all of its all the inspirations and where the Halo has gone on to become what it's become. The different games they're taking everything. So yeah, it's looking very, very cool. I like the look of it so far. I'm excited for Halo once again after a somewhat tepid response to Halo 4.
And Halo 5 Guardians due out this fall. They announced the release date. Is it an October release date?
I believe
Blanking
so.
on it currently.
Yeah, I think that
I'm
was
gonna
right.
guess yes.
I was just so hyped by it. I didn't
Yeah,
even know. I was just
that's right.
falling off my chair.
October 27th, Halo 5 Guardians.
Big
All
deal.
right. Next up, we have. They showed us their classic, their pillar of the sort of old IPs. Next up, we have a new IP, Recore. What did you guys think?
I thought it looked fantastic. It reminded me of Ico in certain moments. You know, that isolation, you against the world. I really like this idea that your companion in this. We thought it was going to be a dog, because most games have dogs these days, right?
And it was a dog for most of the trailer. Yeah.
But it was actually an orb, right? It would. It's
like a soul,
a digital soul
Yeah.
that you can put into different machines. I thought it was a really cool idea. I think the development talent behind this is are fantastic, and I think it's got a lot of promise.
The development talent being Keiji Inafune and the creators of Metroid Prime.
Yeah, so that's Armature
Right here.
Studios, which is the kind of some of the developers that from Metroid Prime Retro, who recently made Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate for Vita and PS4 and that kind of stuff. And they've also done a lot of port work on Metal Gear Solid and a whole bunch of other games. So they have got a pedigree to them. I mean, Blackgate wasn't a massive success, and it wasn't exactly amazing to set the world on fire. They did trade off a lot of that Metroid Prime, Metroid kind of history. But I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with something a little more original, and it's good to see Inafune working on something else again.
Could I just ask a whiny question? If you were a backer of Concept's new platformer game, what's it
Mighty
called?
Number 9.
Mighty Number 9. If you were a backer of Mighty Number 9 and you know that Inafune is now working on something else before the final development of that game, how would you feel?
I don't know. I think a lot of people might be savvy enough to know that his part of designing might be over by that point. But then again, he's a guy that worked at Capcom on a whole bunch of games at once. I mean, he had his fingers in so many pies at Capcom, and a lot of those games came out and they were excellent. So he's a guy that's clearly capable of working on multiple projects at the same time. He's just not done it since he was at Capcom, because he's not been at a studio that big. But as Concept continues to grow, I reckon he'll start moving back into that role.
Fair enough. Maybe I was being a bit too cynical about that.
You were.
Right. You? Well balanced. Well balanced. Right at the end there with Recore, of course, you saw sort of a tease of some of the other sort of animal-like shapes that the orb will be able to inhabit. There was a gorilla, kind of floating octopus, spider, creepy. And so, definitely some gameplay diversity maybe you can extrapolate from that. But Recore, one of the big surprises of Microsoft's E3 2015 press conference, looking very cool. From Recore, we headed into one of the biggest bombshell quotes perhaps of this E3. Your Xbox 360 games will be playable natively on your Xbox One.
Megaton.
Boom.
Megaton.
That is huge.
That is absolutely huge.
And incredibly infuriating considering I just put all those games away. I'm so annoyed right now.
I think this is a fantastic initiative by Microsoft. It really is going to win a lot of fans over. Everyone and their brother have an Xbox 360, right? Everyone has it. Everyone has a massive collection of Xbox 360 games.
My sister's even got an Xbox 360.
Your sister has an Xbox. You don't even have a sister.
Everyone has one.
So, I think it's a great idea. There was a great dig at Sony, and I think I got quite a deserved one because PlayStation Now is streamed games that we already own, like at a price, and they said you can play your old games for free on Xbox One. I think
that was a big shots fired there.
That is some shots fired, yeah.
We won't charge you to play games you already own.
Yeah, wow.
So that, of course, raises the question,
how?
Yeah, because you can't imagine them being like, yep, yeah, because they say, okay, you have your disc, put the disc in, download it to your Xbox One, and then you can play. But you can't imagine them just letting anyone with a game disc use it, because then the used retail market becomes a whole different thing, and you could just pass it around. And I don't know. That's the kind of free license that platform holders have been really reluctant to give up in this generation of consoles. However, they were also reluctant to talk about any kind of backwards compatibility, and now we're seeing it implemented. So what do you guys think? How's
It's
this gonna work
surprising how
out?
far Microsoft's come from trying to lock down like the pre-owned market to this point where it seems like they're just completely
Complete
opening
reversal.
the doors, complete
Yeah,
reversal.
complete
I get the
volte-face.
feeling that there's going to be some caveats that they just don't want to dig into because it would kind of
I
sully
disagree.
the moment.
I think they're going to be open about this. I think
Really?
I think I'm going to be totally cool about this.
I definitely think they're going to detail it and they're going to be open about it, but I think they don't want to go into the nitty-gritties where every game has a unique code that once it's used is gone. Like, they don't want to talk about that because
The thing is that they're not going to make any money on backwards compatibility. This is never going to be about money. I mean, it upsells the Xbox One slightly, yes, but this is about fan service, right? This is about their engineers doing loads of software emulation on the back end so we can play our old games. This isn't about selling old
So
games.
do you reckon everyone will be able to just pass around the same game and...
Yeah, I think that's going to be absolutely fine. I think a few publishers who are re-releasing digital deluxe editions going to be a bit annoyed that the originals are now going to be available on Xbox One.
Or they might just not make them available because they said it's not going to. Yeah, it's not going to require any more development to make it work, but it does require dev approval.
Right.
So it's
No
not
way.
just
Wow.
yeah, the game
Some
developers
drama
or whoever happens to own that license needs to approve it. It's not just let's put everything out there.
So it was a bit like SharePlay, where Sony was like, "Oh, this is going to be great. You can just you can play games online with your friends all the time," and then every publisher went, "No, you're not doing that. No."
Yeah, really interesting to see how that's going to work out. That's Xbox One backwards compatibility with the Xbox 360. Wow.
Big.
Huge.
Then we've got to look at the Elite controller. The Xbox Elite controller. What did you guys think of that?
I was writing a news story at the time, so I was kind of looking up and down, and basically every time I looked up, the controller was just like in bits. So I'm not completely sure what's happening there. Someone's going to have to explain
Swappable parts.
it.
You can
that's
pop
the
off
thing.
the domed analog stick for the concave one if you want, or the D-pad I think was the most sort of eye-catching. It was that like little basin that had different angles. So it was like a little hole to sort of or cave to rest your thumb in, and then move around from there.
I'll be really
There it
happy if either I have some kind of other bumpers that I can stick in there or some bumper alternative, because the bumpers are the thing I hate the most on the Xbox One controller.
Oh, right, I see,
So
yeah.
I would really love to get something in there. But I think also something to note was that it says compatible with Xbox One and Windows 10. Like, it was right there on the screen.
Kind of takes a shine off Microsoft's, not Microsoft's, Steam's new controller, right? If it's kind of got like, it looks like, for example, that bit there, it looks like almost like a mouse pad area. So if they could add that kind of functionality into it, it could kind of cross over and then make it more suited for PC play.
I am slightly amazed that if you could make any, but personally, if I could make any modification to the Xbox One controller, I would add in lithium batteries or like recharge abilities, basically. But this appears to be
Still have the battery case.
Still have the battery casing. Yeah, they're going hard on the battery casing.
It does look. I mean, there's going to be a lot of third-party, peripheral makers out there creating custom bits, and it's a good way to customize your own controller. Like I don't know, people love buying the Halo version of a controller. If they could just release like a Halo, D-pad or something like that, it's a good way for Microsoft and for peripheral makers to make more money and give people a chance to express themselves through their controllers.
Express yourself. Don't just put a sticker on it because it'll rub off. Also, it's got those tabs on the back. Have you guys ever played with a controller with these things? Because they're definitely in use in competitive circles, because it's a way to get more button access without taking your thumb off the analog stick to press the buttons. I don't know. Have you tried it?
I've never tried it. I mean, the last time I saw something like that was when Call of Duty hacking was a big thing, and people were adding in shortcuts in the back just so they can do weird, like 360 no scopes and that kind of stuff. But
it was extra buttons. That's why. That's how they could do it tomorrow.
I knew it. I knew I weren't that bad all this time. But I've never used it. But I'm definitely intrigued. Like it opens up the with like. More strategy games arriving and that kind of thing. It could open up a lot of possibilities with shortcuts and that kind of thing, programmable buttons. So it's definitely interesting.
Right on. Xbox Elite controller for Xbox One and Windows 10 coming sometime. Then I feel like we entered a little bit of a lull in the press conference because we went to that Fallout 4 demo, and don't get me wrong, I'm very excited for Fallout 4, but the demo at Bethesda's press conference last night was so much more expansive.
Yes.
Todd Howard was so much more animated. This just felt like a lesser version. So what was the point?
Yeah, he was.
I'm not quite sure why this happened.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I mean they announced the Fallout 3 coming with Fallout 4. I
On
guess that
Xbox
was
One,
on
yeah.
Xbox One. So
And
I
then-
guess
Oh, right,
that
there
was
we
an
go.
opportunity.
Well, then they also talked about mods. And
Yeah.
I think maybe
Oh, that
that's
was
the
the
big
big
story
thing,
here,
yeah.
is
Yeah.
that mods created on the PC can be shared onto Xbox
Xbox
One.
One.
And I mean, you guys have all seen plenty of mods in your day for Skyrim, for GTA, but for Fallout 3, there's some, for Fallout 4, the mind reels at how many mods
Yeah.
you can bring down the pipe, especially given the customization we saw on display in Fallout 4 last night during Bethesda's press conference.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I should be a bit more positive about this because I think PC modding, being able to play that on the Xbox One, I think that's going to be a big deal. Again, I think it strengthens that link between the Xbox One and Windows 10, which Microsoft is showing so much at the moment. And you know, I think it's a really good move. I think it's really
And
smart.
it's a pretty big deal for Bethesda as well. Like, let's not forget, yesterday they announced something similar for Doom with Bethesda Net as well. So they're
Doom
clearly,
Snap Map.
yeah, Snap Map and Bethesda Net, which is powering a lot of their online presence from forums to actual like user-generated content propagation, that kind of stuff. So it's interesting. I like that Bethesda's kind of going back to its PC roots in an element for some of these franchises and allowing people to come together. I think it's strengthening the community, which is good because a lot of these games they rely on people coming together. And like after a while, like Fallout becomes once you've played Fallout a bunch of times, like it kind of stagnates and you kind of like playing the stuff over and over again. But if they're given the people the opportunity to come together and keep it fresh, it just works out good for them when they release like extra content officially because people will be already there.
I just wonder how far it goes or who the gatekeepers are for some of this, because I think of using something like even with Skyrim and using the Nexus stuff and all that stuff. Like you can easily just break shit all over the place, and
it can go wrong.
there's a whole lot that can go wrong when you do mods. So I kind of wonder who's going to be the gatekeeper. Are these things going to need to be approved? Is this going to open up the whole paid mods? Can of worms all over again. What are they going to do to be keeping us from, I don't know how many people are prepared to break their copy of Fallout 4 on a console.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
That's an interesting point.
Yeah, that point that Kevin made when they tried to introduce Steam mods for Skyrim, there was a lot of backlash, and Bethesda said that maybe introducing it with a community that was pre-existing with Skyrim was a bad idea. So this might be an opportunity to redo that stuff again from the outset and make paid mods a thing.
It is kind of a start from scratch situation, not just because it's a new game, but because you're also talking about the console transferability and sort of starting to create that mod community. Tamor, you were talking about on a console. It's going to be really interesting to see how this works out as we look ahead to the release of Fallout 4 this November 10th.
Yeah.
And then from there, we talked some EA Access. Okay, Titanfall coming to a Dragon Age Inquisition. EA Access is free to all Gold members this week, which means nothing to us who are stranded in LA without our consoles.
Sorry.
But I don't know, anything here substantive to you guys, EA Access stuff?
I mean, Titanfall kind of, it burned bright, but didn't burn for very long.
That's right.
And it was, I mean, in the last Microsoft sale, I remember it was going for just a few pounds and dollars.
Well, and the DLC was given away for free
given
as
away
well.
for free.
I mean,
kind of,
do you know what? Even though it looks a bit desperate, it's actually a really smart move because the main thing that they need right now is a community. They need a big community of players who want to keep on playing it, keep on talking about it, and I think that's what they're losing, and I think that's why they're giving it away for free now.
You're talking about Titanfall specifically here because we know a new Titanfall's in the works. Respawn's not at E3 this year, though, so we're not going to be hearing anything about that. However, keep Titanfall in players' minds as, I remember that, I had a good time. That was really good, Then we went to a game that I was delighted to see, but maybe drew a few sort of, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. Anybody?
No.
Any guys?
I'm not big on that.
Anybody?
Not my thing.
That's fine.
I mean, it looked charming. It looked cool.
Yeah.
I guess I could go back. I want to go back and play the original.
Why would you want to do that? There's a sequel coming out at some point.
It looks cute.
That was a fun one, and it's one of these that, during a press conference is really delightful to just see the, saturated colors and, playfulness, which we'll definitely get to later as we talk about the indie showcase and, of course, Rare's appearance. But before we get there, judging from our pre-show, I'm guessing that not a lot of us have a lot to say about Forza Motorsport 6.
Not really. No.
It's a racing game.
They showed
Forza
Motorsport
a racing game.
Every car
which
has
I can
4
see
wheels.
almost all the time.
4 wheels on every single
No
car.
trikes?
2 doors either side, go up and down. Like
Well, there was a lot more going up and down on that car than just
on
the
every
doors.
vehicle that's ever been in Forza.
Like, it was a bit of a weird moment when they were showing off Forza 6 because they were lowering a car into the...
I just kind of wondered, is it going to fall?
Yeah,
now
first of
that's a headline right
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Freak accident car. Ford pays millions in damages.
I just wish they had Dan Greenwald then step out of that car.
That'd be
You know,
great.
like that's give me a Peter Moore
That would've been
tattoo
amazing.
level approximation of stunt, executive stunt kind of thing.
But what do they expect people to do right now? Go, oh my god, it's a car.
Yeah, they expect you to do the same thing with this car that you did with the trailer. Ogle the cars, say, damn, those cars look good. Cool, well, the cars are going to happen later. But speaking of ogling, as soon as I think the first frame of this trailer came up, we all knew what it was. Dark Souls 3.
Yep.
Our
big
first
one.
look here at... Let's try that again.
Whoops.
Moving swiftly.
You guys, they showed Dark Souls 3, and this is what it looked like right from the bonfire we see
you could
right
tell.
from the beginning, produced by Bandai Namco in that text. Everyone gasped, everyone was excited.
Yep.
Got
From
that sort
software.
of bloodborne dragging a body around. Do you ever even drag bodies in that game? Anyways,
No.
Dark Souls 3. Not announced in terms of like exclusivity, this or that, but this
No.
was our first look at
Yep.
it. Kevin, you are something of a fan of the Dark Souls series.
Something.
What do you say about Dark Souls 3?
I'm hyped, but I mean, what is there to say right now? We have this little teaser trailer, and not a whole, and it's giant knight rises, but not a whole lot beyond that. I mean, this looks very Dark Souls. So for me, it's going to be a question of setting. It's going to be a question of setting. It's gonna like
what it's gonna be in this sort of dark fantasy world. There's your setting.
I mean, there's a lot of similarities between the first 2 Dark Souls and this. I mean, it's got the usual callbacks. It's got the crown, a kingdom that's fallen, and there's going to be a kind of struggle, or it's always surrounding like power struggles and what happened to this kingdom. Where is the monarch? That kind of thing, and obviously some sort of demon scourge or uprising happening at the time. So yeah, it looks very similar to original Dark Souls. We haven't seen a lot of the new stuff. Obviously, there was that leak earlier which suggested a lot of crazy things like sacrifices and that kind of stuff.
Huge.
But we've got this huge thing here. Another thing to note, which is
huge game face guy.
Another thing to note, which is really important, in the leaked or the rumors earlier, there was talk of Miyazaki being involved in this version, not confirmed in this at all.
That's right.
He is currently believed to be working on Bloodborne DLC, so we don't know quite what he's doing now. It may be that he's actually left Bloodborne and doing something else. We're not quite sure.
When you first heard that rumor, you were very doubtful, weren't you?
Yeah, I was doubtful about
Why
Miyazaki.
were you doubtful?
Because he's the kind of guy, I mean, fans of Souls really dig into how Miyazaki is as a person, and he's the kind of guy that when he has a project, he really focuses in on that.
Right.
I mean, he was known for being quite involved in the DLC for original Dark Souls and that kind of thing. So it would strike me as very unusual if he abandoned Dark Souls to work on something, Bloodborne to work on something else. I reckon he would put a full stop to Bloodborne before he moved on. But having said that, I mean, the team at From Software has grown significantly. As you can see, they're working on 2 products at the same time. So it may be the case that he's kind of delegated to his underlings or second in commands. His underlings. He's Lord Miyazaki.
His minions.
He wears the crown, so he's like, make me a game. So it may be it could come out soon. I think Sony would want to keep a lid on whether he's involved right now because a lot of Bloodborne's is being sold, or people are reacting to the fact that it's a Miyazaki game. There was a lot of backlash against Dark Souls 2, even though it was a good game. People were saying that we can tell that he wasn't involved in this. So for him to bounce this early from Bloodborne would be a bit weird for a lot of fans of the series. But still, it looks good. I enjoyed what I saw of it. It evoked the similar themes and vibes from the original Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2. So I'm excited. I'm always up for another Souls game.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Souls game, Dark Souls 3, coming down the pipe sometime, did they say early 2016,
Early
I believe,
2016,
at the end
yep.
of the
That's what
trailer.
they said,
So we'll look forward to that next year. Now, Ubisoft took the stage.
They did.
At the Microsoft press conference this year, and even with their own press conference coming later this afternoon, they showed off 2 games, the first of which was The Division. Of course, this one we've sort of, it's been a few E3s running now that we've been getting looks at this, and this one seemed to focus on the people, sort of talking about
being activated.
We thought this was going to happen. They told us this might happen. We prepared, you know, we're prepared for when everything we knew would just stop happening. And yeah, being activated. So hinting at the lore of who are these people who, when society goes bad, just start walking around with assault rifles and trying to restore order.
I always got the impression, what I felt like they were going for a kind of like minimal lore thing, just create a world and allow people to create the stories within it in the same way that something like DayZ does. But it seems like, and it's not really surprising considering the Tom Clancy series is based on quite heavy narrative-driven stuff. It's quite like interesting that they're going for an actual story to tell when the gameplay is kind of like open world, go around, create gangs and find stuff. So yeah, it looks good though. I really enjoyed what I saw so far.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, you talk about a game like DayZ or these games with more emerging narratives, those are sort of heavily dependent on a multiplayer component, on there being dynamic sort of elements, people creating their own stories. We certainly see in this trailer that there are a lot of gas-masked thugs who are very clearly visually read as enemy. However, in years past, we've also seen competing squads of human players depicted on the same map. There was no real hint of that kind of multiplayer component to it here. Do you think we're going to see that maybe later at Ubisoft's press conference? Or
yeah, I reckon so.
Yeah, I am almost positive of that. So
all right, well, we'll look forward to that. We're going to have a pre-show for that in just a little while. Also, they showed off Rainbow Six Siege. Brief look at that, which is coming out later this year. They showed off maybe a new mode. There was some bomb defusing stuff, but only a glimpse at the two maps we've seen thus far, the airplane, of course, and the house. And really a look, you know, I've played this game a bunch during the alpha. The distinct operators really contribute to what sort of each match feels like and how it's going to play out. They didn't really make a point of showing off new operators. That kind of granularity stuff maybe seems more suited for their press conference.
They also announced that there was going to be some other Rainbow Six games that come with it, right? Or
yeah,
is that my imagination?
Yeah, so I think they're very much trying to draw the comparison between this game and the kind of like working together, cooperative kind of thing, and the Rainbow Six Vegas games, which were huge on that with Terrorist Hunt and kind of how difficult they were to play if you weren't working together. So yeah, those two games will be coming with this with Rainbow Six Siege on Xbox One, I believe. I don't believe it's going to be the same everywhere, so I think this might be a Microsoft-only deal.
Well, they made a point of saying it's with the new backwards compatibility thing that they're coming. So it's going to be download codes, and it's going to be that same kind of code that you know, work in the same way that the backwards compatibility they announced earlier in the press conference would work as well. Rainbow Six Siege coming out October 13th, and for more on Siege and The Division, we're going to look to our Ubisoft press conference later today. Then we had a quick announcement of, after that we had a quick Gigantic showed up on stage. And this is the question I have for you guys. What is the name of this genre? Gigantic, Overwatch, Battleborn, Battlecry, they all are slightly different, but they're all sort of hero combat, action-oriented combat. The term MOBA sort of, it like hangs in their game design somewhat, but they're not really MOBAs.
I think they're closer to like team-based first-person shooters. Like I think of Gigantic being closer to Team Fortress than a traditional MOBA game. Obviously, it's cribbing a lot of elements. Well, not a lot of like the kind of the hero elements of it and putting it back into a Team Fortress style blueprint. I mean, it doesn't have mobs and creeps and that kind of thing, which are kind of at the heart of MOBAs,
central,
right? Yeah. So I think that's what distinguishes it from a classic MOBA. So this is more like a Team Fortress with a twist, I reckon. And it looks really, really cool. I mean, gameplay-wise, it looks fairly similar. The classes seem to be very, very much like the traditional classes you would get in something like Team Fortress. But like the character designs are really, really cool. I like the look of the kind of the masked guy and the arrow and bow and arrow character, which is cool. And these little...
What, like Broccoli Demon?
Yeah, Broccoli Demon looks cool.
Demon?
Dragon. I think I described it during the conference as like Pokemon meets Team Fortress, where you can like throw out this one monster to do your bidding for a little while and then just call it away.
You actually summon them from like specific points in the map,
It's really cool. I like the style of
Looks
it.
great.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
And so a few other stories here. Free to play and across Windows 10 and Xbox One. Of course, with that Windows 10 integration, there is the possibility for cross-platform play. And I think Gigantic is one of the first games confirmed to have that. And that's going to be available. There's going to be a beta for Gigantic in August, and it's exclusive to the PC and Xbox One. Next up in the Microsoft press conference at E3 2015 was the indie montage.
Oh, wow.
And man, did they just like blow through about a dozen or so
really
indie
did.
games really quick. I had a bad moment during that where I was like, oh, that's cool. That looks cool. What's that one? That looks neat. But then thinking like, oh my God, they're just going to blow through this and not show us in depth anymore. Fortunately, my fears were allayed when they did get into sort of a bunch of sort of highlighted indie titles, the first of which was Tacoma from Fulbright. And that Fulbright, of course, the folks who made Gone Home. Tacoma, one of the sort of eerie sort of exploration type games, a little bit in the spirit of Gone Home, but definitely a different setting.
Yeah, I mean, Fulbright, absolutely fantastic studio. They opened up the montage. There were 4 studios, weren't there, that were on stage. I think the eagle-eyed among you at home will know that that Sony did the same thing 2 years ago at their E3 show.
They sure did.
They had like 8 indie developers come on stage and talk about their timed exclusive games. And I thought, Chris Charlotte introducing these 4 different games that are going to be exclusive or timed exclusive to Xbox One, that was super smart.
I'm curious here about this, though, because at the very end, it looks... the thing is, I don't know American Sign Language, so I might be very... I don't want to step on anybody's toes, but it looks like she's using ASL or something similar.
She was finger spelling her password.
So my question is, is that in gameplay, or are we dealing with, in this case, a deaf protagonist? Which is really interesting.
Yeah, really especially in light of an indie game they showed a few demos later, Beyond Eyes, in which the creator or representative who was up on stage described as wanting to capture the experience kind of being blind. This is a blind protagonist, and so she explores her world with other senses, and her world is illuminated in a different way, a very kind of watercolor, painterly way, which really, I mean, shows beautifully and reminded me of sort of echoes of Ori and the Blind Forest's appearance at last year's press conference.
It reminded me of the Unfinished Swan as well a little bit.
Giant Sparrows.
Like a watercolor version of that. It looks absolutely beautiful, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks really nice.
So that was another Beyond Eyes, another one of the indie games showcased at Microsoft's E3 press conference. Ashen was another, and that was the sort of looked like an exploration game. You were third person, 2 characters who had blank faces. And so, I mean, this shot is just lovely and evocative of sort of exploring the ruins of something long past or of a different scale and unfathomable sort of thing. But then in like just a minute or 2, you're like, okay, cool, this is like a co-op game. This dude totally gets it.
Yeah,
like,
he
gets skewered
pretty hard
by a spear, but here we see some sort of co-op tropes. What do you think, Kevin? Ashen intriguing you in any kind of way?
It does intrigue me. Just because I love the atmosphere. I mean, when I'm looking at this, the first thing I think of is Eco from Team Eco. So that's the vibe that I had at first, and then suddenly everything started changing, and it's like, this isn't going to go so well, and ouch.
Yeah.
So I'm sort of curious about what this place is. This ruin where maybe they've awakened these robots.
Yeah.
And it's not every game demo that shows you the death of one person that you presume to be the protagonist or one of during the demo. But there you have Ashen. And then, like, rounding out that indie segment was one that we are all just going bonkers for here, Cuphead.
Man.
You can't look at this thing in action and not have a smile on your face.
Oh, it's just charming.
It's
from
just
like
beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just, look at it. You can't look at this game without smiling. It just looks incredible.
There's nothing quite like it out there. And what I really like about it is, mechanically, at its base, it's really just like a shmup, really, isn't it?
It looks just
hardcore
like
shmup.
it. Yeah,
Well, I think they also said platformer, right? So they definitely want, because, well, yeah, you are shooting, but, yeah, a lot of it is avoiding these sort of complicated projectiles coming your way.
It does, yeah.
Look at that.
Points, it just looks like you're playing a cute version of Ikarugo. Like here, look at this, like having to dodge in between fireballs while they're covering the platform.
Look at this!
It looks incredible.
And then look at this!
Just look at
it.
it.
It just looks so good. It looks like it's going to be
stunning.
so hard.
Yeah.
What was the release date announced?
It was like 1963 plus 20
plus
or
80
80 years or something
1936
like
plus
that.
80 years. So it's
Right.
coming out
Amazing.
next year,
Next year,
2016, but based on that old-timey 1930s cartoon aesthetic. That's Cuphead, rounding out Microsoft's indie showcase at the Microsoft press conference here at E3. Then, moving right along, we got to Xbox Game Preview.
Yeah.
Xbox Game Preview, Microsoft debuted it here. It's their version of Steam Early Access.
Yep.
Are you glad to see something like this come to consoles?
I think it's inevitable,
Yeah.
and I think it's pretty cool. Some people want to play games early, and they can. On
I think
Xbox, so
they're taking some of the danger away from it by allowing people to trial a game before they decide whether they want to commit and be a part of that early development process or not. That's really, really smart, because a lot of the dangers of Steam Early Access is buying into a game which seems okay and then finding out that it's actually complete crap for like the next 2 years, and it probably won't be good. Yeah, what have I bought? Dang it. But like Hinterlands and Elite Dangerous are available today on the program, so you can go and check it out, see if you want to play them and commit money to it, then go for it.
You certainly can.
Yep.
Now, let's talk about the thing that got us all the most excited. I feel like there's no reservation in saying this was like my most thrilling moment of E3 thus far. The HoloLens demo of Minecraft.
Oh,
my lord.
Oh, wow. That looks incredible.
Yep. I mean, so we were talking before the show about how HoloLens sort of has the advantage on VR because you can rig up a special camera and then see it in action. And this table we see here is where he sort of transfers the game to, and we were seeing it in action, and I still didn't want to believe it. I wanted to figure out, like, what is the trick here?
Yeah.
How are they faking this? But Justin Haywald, our senior news producer here, was saying, yep,
This is
I played it.
legit. Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
It is incredibly immersive.
Yeah.
And I mean, is this basically what you dreamed?
Even though Justin has said it looks real, I still can't believe it. Like it looks incredible. Like the way he's just moving into the actual, like the composition of the image and just looking around. It looks insane. I don't know how they're doing it, which is kind of the best thing you can say about it. It just feels like magic and voodoo.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I mean, if it's anything like this, I'm gonna have to get it.
Yeah, it's just like, and the best thing is like we were saying earlier, it's just completely different from normal VR.
Yeah,
it's just so different. Oh my God, look at it.
Oh my God.
I've not played much Minecraft, but man, I am looking forward to
now
playing some Minecraft.
Now I want to play Minecraft. I'm like, I don't play Minecraft. Now I want to play Minecraft.
I am down
Look
for
at
some
this.
Minecraft
Look at
right
me
now.
moving my fingers around and doing this stuff. And
And it's just, I mean, could they pick a better game to demo this
Exactly,
with?
it's perfect.
Minecraft is just the spirit of play and exploration, and it's laid out there right in front of you. And that's really what you want when you have a new piece of gear like HoloLens. You want it to be something that people are excited to play, to explore in, and to just kind of mess around with. And this kind of sandbox experience of Minecraft, the way that they've sort of calibrated it just...
I'm just thinking about all the
looks
stories,
incredible.
how much positive praise and press they got in the early days of Minecraft for being like a really interesting and intuitive tool for kids to learn things like engineering and that kind of thing, building little elevators and that kind of stuff. And then seeing this and just thinking, man, they've just taken that to a whole new level. They could have this like in classrooms and that kind of thing where kids are learning.
That's the exciting thing. This was just one demonstration of what you could create with this tool. But like people are going to create these incredible, these weird, idiosyncratic creations.
I mean, you could easily give this to like surgeons and get them to do like trial runs on surgeries and that kind of thing. Like the applications of it now are just mind blowing. Obviously, we're just going to play Minecraft with it because we're not that smart.
Naturally, I mean, it's like because this is so believably awesome. It really. I'm thinking, as you guys are describing other applications, of the trailer they showed, and it's like, oh, I'm designing a motorcycle, I'm doing a PowerPoint presentation, I'm doing all this stuff. Like, it makes me a believer that stuff could work and work well because this works so well.
Well, I want it to work as well.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I want to believe.
I want to believe.
I want to believe in HoloLens.
HoloLens.
Fascinating look at Microsoft's HoloLens playing Minecraft at Microsoft's press conference here at E3 2015. And then, of course, Microsoft closed out their press conference with one of their big franchise. We all knew it was going to come. Gears of War. They said Gears of War Ultimate Edition. It's the original Gears, remastered, modernized, coming out on August 25th. But it's Gears of War 4 that we saw the longer demo for.
Gears 4. They've dropped the of
you're
war.
Right. Very cool.
There's
very,
no war
very
happening.
True.
There's just Gears. 4 of them.
Gears 4. And it starts off, and it's a guy we don't really recognize in a dark place, and then he's with a woman. Are they the new Marcus and Dom?
Yeah,
for
Marcus
Gears
and
4?
Anya.
Marcus and Anya?
Yeah,
but I
there
mean,
they
she's playable right from the get-go.
Yeah.
It took till Gears of War 3 for Anya to take to the field.
True.
But here we are. It's very dark. right there we see there are
Two moons.
And so I did a little Googling, and according to Gearspedia, Sarah, the planet that Gears of War takes place on, has only one moon. So
this
odds
is
are
another
this could be a new planet.
place.
Obviously, they share some technology. We see the
Chainsaws.
the Lancer. This shotgun on the Gnasher on his back looks very familiar.
It looks really, really cool. I'm just having flashbacks to playing the first 2 Gears games in co-op, and I'm just so excited about it now. I'd never realized how much I cared about Gears until right now. Like, we're seeing it again, being like, man, I remember having so much fun with Gears. I'm looking forward to seeing more of it now. And I mean, expanded fiction, sure, why not? This is a chance for them to actually try and tell a better story. I mean, the first Gears game had the most interesting story of it because it was laying out a universe, and this
had the benefit of being the origin.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
And if they treat this in a similar fashion, where they reset everything and kind of draw a line underneath all the other stuff that happened before and tell a new Gears story, it could be an opportunity to like go back to that first game and have an interesting story to tell again.
Don't touch that.
Don't touch
Look,
that.
It's not only that he touches it, he leans over it.
Yeah, he leans
and so
over
he
it.
gets
It's
like,
just like
right in his face. In terms of, new, you were talking about new fiction, we also see new enemies. So perhaps instead of, the emulsion inside the planet making locusts, it made these creepy, like more insectile enemies we saw right at the end.
Yeah, I mean the enemies that we saw, like when it first popped up, I was like, wow, it looks like Rex from Mass Effect.
It does.
Yeah,
so
I just want to hear the Gears just sound like Krogan as they're shooting, as it's coming towards them.
Oh, I miss Rex.
Yeah,
man,
he's
what
great.
if Gears and Mass Effect were in the same universe?
He looks just like Rex.
Oh, look at his teeth.
Well, except now.
Except now, yeah. And the main character
many
looks.
tongues?
He looks just like BJ Blazkowicz. It's a bit like I remember people made that observation that wow, he looks like BJ.
He does.
But yeah, I like the UI looks similar, so it's kind of evoking the same old Gears of War kind of familiar feeling.
And I just think graphically it looks fantastic.
Oh, it looks
yeah,
great.
it looks. I mean, the Gears games are always stunning to look at, and chainsawing things is still rad. Apparently,
true.
yeah, as you can see here.
Are you guys sad to not see Doom-style dismemberment out of these chainsaw?
You know what? I'm
fatalities?
okay. I'm okay with it. I'm
Thank
alright
you.
with it.
Oh, and with that tongue party in the Gears of War guy or the Gears 4 guy's face, we're going to wrap up here our post-show coverage from Microsoft's press conference 2015 at E3. We are going to be coming back at you in just a short amount of time. Let me check the schedule here because we have got the EA press conference coming up at 12:30. That's in just 45 minutes. We'll be back with the pre-show. And so please come join us then, get some food or whatever meal time it is for you right now. We're going to go eat. We'll be back to talk about EA here live from GameSpot HQ at E3 2015.